NFL free agency is upon us this month as the hot stove portion of the National Football League calendar gets going, and the new league year starts on March 17th, and the Vikings have some major decisions to make by the infamous third day of the new league year, March 19th. Now, like every industry, the NFL is usually a deadline-driven league, but this year might be skosh different. So our guy Darren Doogie Wolfson, KFTP Sports, talked about the timeline. Quote, the anticipation that the Vikings will not wait until March 11th or 12th to make moves. Like last year, they made moves the Friday before the start of free agency, letting go of Xavier Rhodes. That's when they made their moves. Looks like this year the moves will come a little bit sooner, end quote. Doogie went on to talk about how cutting Rudy is likely a fait accompli at this point, unless he can trade him, but at his salary, probably not likely, and how the Vikings do want Riley Reiff back, but at a reduced rate, which also makes sense. Now, reverse engineering how the information came through. Doogie is as dialed in as anyone in the market, but the Vikings do not let anything leak unless they do want it leaked, and having it leak that they're going to be making moves earlier doesn't really benefit them. But they are Fort Knox. Like Rick Spielman runs a very tight ship there. So this is probably agents conveying information to Doogie, and the Vikings have probably given those agents deadlines of this week. It's like, hey, March 3rd, March 4th, whatever, decide if your client is going to take the pay cut or they're going to get a cut, especially guys like Rudy and Barr, so that would make sense. And the guys who could be moved this week, Reiff, Rudy, Stephen, Bailey, Barr, Skullquit, and also Reiff and Bailey and Barr do have some big numbers coming up on March 19th, as well as Kirk Cousins' $35 million 2022 salary is fully guaranteed that day as well. So, and also if the team is going to cut these players, they would actually be doing them a solid. Allowing them and their agents to get a head start on free agency. Legal tampering starts on March 19th, but if they're cut, they will be available to sign and negotiate with teams right away, especially with guys like Barr, Rudy, Reiff, who would have a decent market if let go. It's like, do you want bad news now, or do you want the inevitable bad news to come in 2 weeks? It's up to you. And cutting or trading all of them, very realistic moves at this stage. And if they made all of the moves listed, they would free up $31.283 million in cap space, which would bring the Vikings down to 161.9. Nice. Million for the top 51 on the roster, under the $180 million salary floor, and that would allow the Vikings to make some moves. Now, signing guys who have been cut, like we talked about, if you're cut and do not have an expiring contract, you can sign up and ink up with the team right away. So guys like Nick Easton of the Saints, or Nick Martin from the Texans, K'Wan Short from the Panthers, or also from the Panthers, Stephen Weatherly. Would have been kind of nice to have Stephen Weatherly last year, but no. Or they can begin planning to go big game hunting. They can go, even though, yes, legal tampering starts on March 15th. What about other sort of tampering? So they could get kick the tires and light the fires and get that going on Joe Thuney or the Leonard Williams of the world. Maybe. Again, we're dreaming big. Why the hell not at this stage? And beyond cuts, they could start making other cap-saving moves like restructures to Dalvin, Kendrick, Thielen, or extensions to Riley Reiff, or Harrison, or Danielle Hunter, or maybe even a small trade in there, or a big trade. I don't know. We're just talking out loud at this stage. But buckle up. What was probably going to be a sleepy week for the Vikings could get interesting real fast. And you see other teams making moves already. The Vikings could get in that derby this week as well. But your thoughts? Vikings making moves. I got the moves. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.